Welcome back to Position Zero. In today's episode, we will be doing content creators versus 400 ELO. Now, me being a 400 ELO myself, you wouldn't think I would have much of a say to decide which bots are bad or not. But chess.com bots, ranging from intermediate bots to advanced bots, their ELO range is not accurate at all. And I played a musician bot on chess.com. This person is a real person, and of course, it's an AI version of them. But of course, nothing to offend this person. The bot is quite terrible. Like, of course, they only had I had like a 77 accuracy in this game, and they had around like a 69 accuracy. But the 1000 bots genuinely need to match their elo because they really made me look like I was a grandmaster in this game. So let's start. I played e4. He went e5. I played the Vienna because I really like playing the Vienna. He played d6. I like to get my knight in usually before I start pushing pawns, but that works, of course. I of course like exactly what I just said. Get my knight on f3, and then he follows up with knight to f6. I immediately put pressure on the center with d4. Of course, all of these being book moves. The idea is to put pressure on this pawn on e5 with the knight and the pawn looking at it. Yeah, so that's the whole idea. Obviously you also have the queen out, so if pawn takes, my queen will be in the early game as well, which can be good or bad depending on the situation. Now we're finally out of the book moves, and we get the move c6. Not a bad move at all, as the analysis says. I played bishop b5. I always like trading off bishop for knight in the beginning, even if I don't fully have my pawn structure. It's just like basic chess skill, I guess. The queen decides to move out of the way. I couldn't explain you the purpose of that move. It was a mistake, of course. And I make the mistake of taking. There was probably an advantage I could have done with the movement of this queen, but I missed out clearly. It was a clear recapture on c6, but now he has a double pawn structure. I played a move bishop g5. It's not the best move, but it actually did work on creating pressure for the later game. Now at this point, my opponent just if you look to the right of your screen, there's a lot of blunders from 1000 elo bot, which is kind of depressing. We get d8. Now obviously, if if you don't know chess principles that even myself, a 400 elo would know, you don't put the king on the same diagonal as a knight pinned to a queen, now pinned to a king. That's never good, especially when that bishop is defended. It's really bad. And then I make the mistake of castling. I didn't even take the advantage of it. Look at the right side of your screen. He has 3 blunders and I had 2 mistakes. So we're in the beginning and it's already terrible. He goes h5. Now, me playing this game, I don't even remember that he played h5. We're even on material, and the eval bar shows that I'm at 5 points of material because of this position. And it's like not even 10 moves into the game. I played g3. Now, I couldn't. I can't. I should probably be mad at myself here, but I was just trying to create king safety, which there was no active threat. So it's probably unnecessary yet, but I just like to get that done. Now we get a5. This she's literally copying the moves on each side of the board, and in this position, I did a great move, which is pawn takes on e5. The idea is I will win a knight from this trade, because this knight is pinned to the queen, and you wouldn't move it or else your queen is like gone. So we get to move d7, which it was not the best move, but it was a good move. I take the knight with the pawn, and the queen runs away rather than taking here, which I think was best. It's interesting. I take on again on g7, creating a fork of the bishop and rook. Of course, the bishop can take. Bishop takes, obviously. And I put a move rook e1. The eval bar also doesn't really hate this move. The idea is just to enforce pressure on the e-file. We get to move bishop to b7. Again, I'm assuming you're just looking at this diagonal. Nothing special about that move. And then from here, he makes random rook moves, and I try to intensify the pressure with this pawn defended by the knight and the rook. I take again here, which was the best move. And then queen went to f8, which allows me to take another pawn. By this point, I realized he was really messing up. So I did the best move in the position, rook to e7. And now this pawn actually has a chance of promoting. The king runs to c8. Pawn moves up again to d7. And the king runs away again to b8. In this position, I played promotes to a queen. It's a blunder. I forgot that this rook existed at all. Takes, takes, takes. And now I'm only at 4 points of material. So I didn't see the rook. I full on didn't see it. So that was bad. But my next move was actually, I think, good. It was taking the pawn, creating attack on this rook while attacking the bishop. I think the best move is rook to g8. But they took with the bishop instead. And yes, I was correct. Rook g8 was the best move as it defends the bishop while moving the rook to a safe square. I obviously snagged the free bishop the free rook, because why not? And we are officially halfway done with the game. And at this point, my opponent is making mistakes. I obviously bring my rook to safety while attacking the bishop. And the bishop randomly decides to go to c8. There was a mate in 8 in this position. Now, there is no universe where no matter how much I train chess, I'm never finding a mate in 8. But I do eventually win. I take the bishop, because why not? Now the bishop comes back here and blocks again. It's insane. And then I bring my knight in, just trying to get a closer finish to the game. The king moves around. I go bishop here. And the idea is something I forgot, honestly. Rook to a7. An inaccuracy. This is just not a needed move. Kind of just wasting a move. But I went here. This one I had an idea for some reason. My idea was cut off the king's axis of escape from here. And as well as attacking the rook. The bishop went here, which is somehow the best move. I'm not actually sure. I just took the free rook, because why not? The bishop goes here, and they're playing perfectly good moves. Now, I have a mate in 3 in this position, but apparently I can't see mate in 3s, which kind of explains my elo rating, of course. But I just take the bishop. It was a good move, fine move, because I was just trying to end the game fast. Pawn takes, of course, and then I push this pawn, engaging, so I have a passed pawn. He takes on g4, I take back on g4, and now it's just a pawn race, but I'm also up a bunch of points of material. Why is my computer lagging? I don't know. Sorry about that. They do b3, which is the best move in the position, and I actually would have done this move as I was black. The idea is b3 just simply doesn't work no matter what. Because I have takes, black takes, and white takes, and there's nothing they can do. Black has a king. The best black could theoretically do is draw, and that's basically impossible in this position. Now the pawn comes forward. The king tries to do something, with the rook here, but the rook is defended, so it doesn't really work. And even if it doesn't, it'd be over soon. Black does their only move, which is d8, and in this position, I find the main one, which is obviously g8. So the lesson of this video is chess.com needs to fix their intermediate bots. Now, I'm the same person who's saying this while also almost losing to a 1,100. But my chess ability is different on different days. And also, I feel like the 1,000 ELO intermediates, advanced bots, they're very inconsistent. At least that's just my opinion. But, yeah. Thank you for watching, and bye.